Hello and welcome back. Well, welcome back if you are coming back. Welcome if it's your first time. Hi, my name's Martine Shelley. This is the Soul Tree Diaries and we are in the shed today to do chapter 4 of the 3D Diary series, which is called The Infinite Portal Mirror. Exciting. So over the last 3 chapters, we have gone into many different topics. We've gone into archetypes, generational patterns, epigenetic. We've covered lots and lots of different subjects. I hope that some of my mind's musings have perhaps helped you to make sense of something in your own world too. Because of course that's of course what this is all about and all for. It's to help for you to perhaps make sense of things that have occurred in your world that you maybe have not looked at from this perspective. I like to be curious in life. I like to be curious about things and explore and question and look at and observe and experience things to make sense of it. And I think that it's fascinating to share our mind's musings and to see if we make sense to each other. Because I know that there are many 3D visual thinkers. I'd love to hear other people's musings of their minds. For me, it's the most fascinating thing, hearing the musings of people's minds. But of course, I've never run a YouTube channel before. And I've never also spoken this before, the stuff that I share with you. This has only ever existed in my mind. Yes, I've worked with women for a long time. Yes, I love having conversations and topics and talking about all these things. But sharing the visions of your mind is something completely different altogether, is it not? It's having to speak something you've only seen within is a hard thing to do when this world has just existed without words. So this journey across the year is a journey for me too. It's a journey of me learning how to communicate and speak the visual mind in a way that perhaps might make sense. And so it is a journey of growth for me in that capacity. However, what I'm bringing you is very clear in my head. So it's a journey of growth and adventure together. I hope that some of my musings help you to perhaps make sense of your world too. And if they do, then wonderful. That's my gift to you. But for me, birthing this is an important part of the process too, whatever it evolves into. You see, I know it in my mind, but what I love about this year is I'll get to step into it gently, piece by piece, as we move through the year. I don't have the whole clarity and detail of the whole year in my head. I don't need that there clogging up the engines and creating silt instead. So each chapter we'll birth through and we'll see if it makes any fucking sense. And that's what I love about this. When we speak our perspective, when we speak our beliefs, our thoughts, our feelings, our senses. If it makes sense within us and we see it and we know, and you know this within, it's entirely up to you if it makes any sense in your reality too. So it's an adventure and a journey across the year with a twinge of vulnerability as I step through the year. Because it's only when you speak your truth that you know if you make any fucking sense. So far in the world, generally, I seem to make sense, but we'll see. Let's see. If you're a visual thinker and you have perspectives that you would like to share and have another visual person help for you to navigate and move through that, come and join me in the shed chair. I'm down in Devon and I love a good chat. You're very, very welcome. If you like discussing these kind of mind musings, then come and join me. But today we are getting onto a topic of chapter 4, which is the infinite portal. So before we move into this chapter, just let's make it very, very clear what the infinite portal is. There is not a single soul who exists on this earth now or forever throughout the whole of time that didn't come through the portal of life. Every single one of us entered through a vagina, the white portal of life. It's just a fact, it just is. And within our families, quite often historically, it's the father line that we have followed. Our names come down through the father line. My sons bear their father's name, not mine. But let's just for a moment acknowledge the father line and explore the mother line some more. Because every single one of us entered this earth through the portal of life. Every single one of us entered through the womb, the uterus, to enter our lives. And before we entered into the world, we were carried inside gestational periods unique to each of us ourselves. 9 months generally we're carried in the womb, kept warm, nourished, nurtured too. Is that where we begin? Is that where we started our journey on earth? Or was it when we were an egg waiting for the energy on earth to begin? Or waiting for the journey on earth to begin? Is that where we began our journey on earth? As a cell, as an egg, within an ovary of our mother? How long would we have been there for, I wonder? Let's explore the 3D version. I was born, I'm 47 now. I have been on this earth for 47 years. Is that the age of me, its entirety? Or does the bit before count when I was being carried inside? And does the energy and the essence of the seed I was held in count too? Well, in which case, that means that the essence of me arrived on Earth in 1946. And of course, I was carried inside my grandmother for 9 months prior to be my mother birthing into this world. So the egg for me was carried inside my mother and created when she was made inside her mother. So the energy that created my mother, that when she was 20 weeks gestation, by 20 weeks gestation, had created all of the life-giving eggs inside of her. By 20 weeks gestation, the energy of me was inside my grandmother's belly, sat, waiting. Now we know that we function on a cellular level inside, which means during those 9 months, the experience of her external world would have been generating through into the inside. On a cellular level, energetically, I would have experienced the world through my grandmother's ovaries and womb. I'd have experienced it through her womb, not her ovary. Back to the right picture. So, that's where my journey here began. Where did your journey here begin? And we wonder why we find the world so chaotic. The blueprints where we originally started in 1946 were not created in a world that looked anything like this. You can feel the weight of that in your guts, in your diaphragm, right in the middle, a heavy one that sits inside. Let it shift, let it move. Don't hold it inside. But this is the truth of the silts that move and shift through us. This is what we're carrying. This is where the essence of us began. So my egg was formed in my mother. When my mother was still a fetus. And yours too. Your blueprint is roughly 20 to 40 years older than your birth certificate. Just let that vision sink in. If you were born in the 70s, your energy was created in the 30s or 40s, the Great Depression, World War II, deep survival mode, and scarcity. Did you feel that at a cellular level? Is there still the essence of that within? I don't know why there's just a depression that sits deep within, and I don't know why. Epigenetically, cellularly, your body knows why. The imprints sit within us from a very, very long time ago. If you were born in the 80s, your essence started in the 40s or 50s, post-war silence and the hijacking, the beginning of the hijacking of the family home, where that generational blueprint, that thread of families living in the same homes, the elderly sitting in the chair, the children on the floor, where that began to become missing from within our homes. If you're born in the 90s, you're a 50s or 60s transmission. The rise of corporation, where the generational thread was stripped from the home and taken into the office instead. I suspect it's been that way for a lot longer. So my grandmother was a war woman. She was in the RAF. She was on sailboats to India. And even if we aren't being bombed today, bombing is happening and the soul knows. It's painful. It causes us. We can feel it. We know the impact. It's not far back in our lines. Oh my gosh, it's so cold today. Right, so that's the 3D minds. Now let's cross over to the world data and see what they say about the infinite portal mirror, the ovary, the egg, the womb, that reflection that goes back throughout your entire family line, female line. So, Western medicine, this process of the egg, the ovary, the womb. In Western medicine, this process is called oogenesis. So unlike men who produce sperm endlessly through life, a female fetus develops her entire lifetime supply of eggs while in the womb. So by 20 weeks, your mother was already carrying the cellular blueprint for you while she was inside your grandmother. This is a hard fact. So in traditional Chinese medicine, they look at the Jing, I think it's Jing, J-I-N-G, the ancestral essence. They believe we inherit our core vitality from both parents. But the blood and the heart, the half of the home, this is governed by the mother line. In Ayurveda, I think I say that wrong. Oh gosh, the Indian words, they don't, it's like paleontology. Oh shit. I don't know if that would have just done something. It said low battery. Oh well, we will hope that it continues. So anyway, in Indian medicine, their words are a bit like paleontology. I studied science at university only for a few years. I didn't make a great student. Played hockey really well, drank really well, shit student. Paleontology, dyslexic mind, can't do it. Indian medicine, Indian words are a bit the same for me. I can't read them, I can't see them. They speak, so that in the Ayurveda, they speak Matriarchal factors, the teaching that your soft tissue, your organs, your cells, and the very temperament of your gut are inherited from your mother's side. You are literally wearing your grandmother's internal landscape from the year your blueprint began. So the wild data, the innateness that lives within us all, the place where I have my reference point for, the wild. Look at elephants and orcas. The matriarchal thread is the law of survival. They don't track the father, they track the grandmother. She knows where the water is. She knows how to hunt each animal specifically. She regulates the family. And we have ignored this family logic to our own detriment. So psychology and somatics prove that it's been proven that we carry unspoken ancestral shocks. Somatic psychology confirms cellular memory exists. If your grandmother was in a state of nervous system freeze, polyvagal theory, while pregnant with your mother, that freeze is part of your factory settings. Do you feel that inside on a cellular level? Does it make sense of something you have a knowing of and you felt inside? You can go, that makes sense. I can feel and see this inside. Let it breathe, let it go. There's a lot more to this shit than we've been told. You aren't perhaps just anxious, you are biologically remembering a threat from 2 generations ago. So if you feel chaotic in your life, like you're failing as a mother, just know and remember that the place in which the essence of you began, that world back then, looks nothing like the world that we're existing in now. Looks nothing like the world in which we're trying to help our children and our families thrive and grow. It looks very different to the cellular level and epigenetics from when we first grew. And perhaps there's something in that that's just why we're all feeling so chaotic now at this age. There's a lot more levels to look at. But let us just let that image sit there for today. The ovary, egg, golden thread, the infinite portal mirror. Let that rest in your head and sit with that. The infinite portal mirror. Next week we will go on and we will continue to explore the mother lines. This topic is huge and vast and wide, and it's going to take us some time to move through all the layers that exist within this one. I don't know if you can hear all the birds or if you'll just get all the traffic noise. It's just getting to that time of day where all the birds are starting to get active and noisy again. So just look at that mirror and reflect it back to when the energy of you first arrived here on Earth. And perhaps see your time here as it's existed for a little bit longer than we are asked to perceive. And maybe it might make sense and help things settle or move or shift through. If it has, then drink lots of water. Nourish yourself too. This is a journey of growth and healing that we're all going through. There's not a therapist or specialist in the land who isn't doing this grunt work too. But thank you for joining me today under the Soul Tree. It's been a pleasure, as always, to share and bring my mind's musings to you. And I hope in perhaps some way, something I've said has made some kind of sense for you. We will be continuing this journey with the mother line. Like I've said, there's a lot of chapters to go for this. We're going to be exploring next the transitions through life. The natural, innate transitions that we all go through in life. Not promotions, as in the working world, where we are moved up through the payment ranks. This is the transitions through our life. The other thread, the other line that we're getting to explore and look at too. So we will begin to explore those transitions in life. Thank you again, and until next week. Enjoy.